What's going on, fellas? My name is Andy and I hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I just want to talk about the D'Angelo Russell trade and the Dwight Howard trade, which both happened a few days before the draft. I made a video a few days ago about the Jimmy Butler trade, so if you haven't seen that yet, I'll put a link at the end of this video so you can check it out if you enjoyed this one. Alright, let's get started. In the first trade, the Lakers traded D'Angelo Russell and Timofey Mozgov to the Nets for Brook Lopez and the 27th pick in the draft. At first glance, this seemed like a really bad trade for the Lakers. Why would they need Lopez? He's a great player, but the Lakers are rebuilding right now and don't need a guy like him, especially since they gave away a 21-year-old prospect like Russell. The Lakers aren't trying to win a title right now, so what's the point of trading for him? But after thinking about it for a bit, I realized it's actually a decent trade for both teams. The Lakers needed cap space to get Paul George in the future and hopefully sign some other experienced players as well. So they had to find a way to get rid of Mozgov's contract, which honestly shouldn't have been a thing in the first place. And the Nets are in desperate need of some young talent since they traded away a lot of their picks to Boston a while ago. So getting Russell is a good start. Russell could still be a future All-Star and still has a ton of potential. So it's weird that the Lakers would just give up on him so early. He had a solid season last year. But since the Lakers planned on drafting Lonzo to be their starting point guard for a long time, they're hoping that he turns out to be much better than Russell. And perhaps there were also some issues going on behind the scenes. I mean, besides that incident with Nick Young. During Russell's rookie year, Byron Scott suggested a few times that Russell had some attitude issues, and there was probably some truth to it, especially if Magic Johnson traded him away that quickly. Scott called him out multiple times for being immature, and even though he isn't a spectacular coach, he usually has a good relationship with his players. So it must have been a pretty big deal if he felt like he had to call him out like that in public. At the end of the day, this is one of those trades where we have to wait and see what happens. Maybe Russell will never reach his potential in Brooklyn. Who knows? And Lopez ends up playing really well and being a good leader for guys like Lonzo, Ingram, and the other young guys. The Lakers also used the 27th pick that they got in this trade to draft Kyle Kuzma, a versatile athletic big who has a chance to crack the rotation next season. The best part of this trade though was getting rid of Mozgov's contract sooner rather than later. So Magic's first decision as a GM was not bad at all. Well, at least it's not as bad as it looks. And now to the second part of the video. The Hawks trade Dwight Howard and the 31st pick of the draft to Charlotte for Miles Plumlee, Marco Bellinelli, and the 41st pick. Alright, so first off, I know some people are gonna say, how on earth did Dwight's trade value drop so much? How is he worth Miles Plumlee and Marco Bellinelli? 5 years ago, he was the best center in the league. But the thing is, Dwight is not as bad as this trade indicates. As a player, he's definitely still better than both Plumlee and Bellinelli combined. In this past season with the Hawks, he averaged 13.5 points and 12.7 rebounds per game on 63% from the field, which is his highest field goal percentage in his entire career. The Hawks traded him away not because he was a bad player, but because of two other reasons. One, his contract is pretty bad. He's good, but he's not worth $23 million a year for 2 more years. The Hawks general manager said that it was important for the organization to maintain their flexibility. And basically, Dwight's contract was in the way. And the second reason for trading him was because he didn't fit into the team's playstyle. And that was very clear when he got benched during the end of the games in the playoffs. Their vision is to build around Dennis Schroeder, and the team wants to surround him with bigs who can stretch the floor. I guess they didn't have faith in Dwight, even though he was working on his three-point shot.
I have this guy in Atlanta I've been working with, and I've been working on my threes, really trying to add some range to my game.
The Hawks got Bellinelli from this trade, who's a good fit for the team. It gives them an extra shooter who will benefit from playing alongside Dennis. The problem is, they're a bit undersized right now after trading away Dwight, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they do during the rest of the offseason. So yeah, I think Dwight is still a solid player, and this trade made him look way worse than what he actually is. It was a great trade for Charlotte though. Plumlee wasn't doing anything, and while Bellinelli was a good bench player for them, he's definitely replaceable. Charlotte needed a big defensive presence in the paint, so Dwight is perfect for them. He's not the player he was before, obviously, but he can still be a game changer against certain teams. The Hornets lineup next year will probably look something like this. Pretty much the same as last year, but with a major upgrade at center. They'll definitely be back in the playoffs next year if everyone stays healthy. Basically, the Howard trade and the Russell trade were both good trades and benefits every team involved. All four of these teams, the Lakers, Nets, Hawks, and Hornets, have different goals in mind, and the trades help them move into the direction that they want to go. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed my recap of those trades. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos in the future.